changed and people has changed along with hip hop. Greetings, my brothers. Tonight we're going to be talking about Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur because these guys been missing in action. Nobody knows where they at. We've been calling Domino's, Pizza Hut, looking for Biggie, and they ask us if we want to supersize our meals. I pull up to the McDonald's drive-thru asking where Biggie at, and they ask me if I want a super Biggie size fry. So we're gonna have to talk about this because everybody's saying that Tupac is still alive. Well, what about Biggie? According to my documentations, Biggie Smalls is still alive. And I know it's not cool to speak on people that's no longer here with us, but even if someone is not physically here with us, they should still be here with us in spirit. So we're going to continue the legacy of Tupac and Biggie. People act like these people is Dr. King and Malcolm X. What did Biggie ever do for black people besides make us call him Big Papa? And I didn't like calling him Big Papa, but I did it anyways because it was a cool thing to do. And people think R. Kelly was a pervert, but Biggie had all types of underage girls calling him Big Papa, even though he's fat, black, and ugly as ever. But however, he stayed Gucci down to the socks, and he's the reason why so many black people started wearing Gucci in the first place. And the owners of Gucci was so mad that Biggie was wearing their clothing that they tried to put out gorilla face clothing back then, but people just thought that they were making Biggie Smalls gear and stuff. I got documentations for y'all. Galactic the GOAT, your boy Boo Bear, Rodney Gilmore Jr. is in the building. What it do, Rodney? D'Angelo Carter, Young Dolph, GMB, we all we got. Ryan the host. We here, man. We're gonna talk about Biggie Smalls and Tupac because it's a disservice to say, oh, Tupac, he's still alive, he's in Brazil. Well, what about Biggie Smalls? Why can't he be alive in Jamaica somewhere? Have you ever been somewhere and you saw a dude and said, damn, he or she looked just like Biggie Smalls? They made a movie a couple of years ago titled Precious. I know a lot of you heard about this movie by now, but the young lady in the movie looked exactly like the notorious P.I.G. And according to my documentations, Gabby Sidibe and Biggie Smalls is the same person, baby. And remember where you heard it from first, okay? It's not a game out here in these streets because Junior Mafia, they supersize their lives. They're not the same junior size meal that they used to be in the 90s. Little C's has been pumping iron. Matt Truck is back. Emma Lewis. So good to have you guys with us. It's going to be a long night tonight. Oh, we going to talk. We going to talk, man. Because, people always saying Biggie is better than Tupac. But Biggie ain't never made no song like Dear Mama. He made Juicy, but what do you expect? He weighed over 500 pounds, so of course he's going to make a song titled Juicy. He was a big blubbery boy. I mean, what you want him to do? Make a song called Skinny? People give Biggie credit for stuff that he don't necessarily deserve credit for. Of course he was going to make the song Juicy. This man is super juicy. If I weighed as much as Biggie weighed, I would have made a song called Juicy too. Hell, I would have made a song called Blubbery. But that has nothing to do with what we're talking about tonight. I got sidetracked a little bit. Now back to these murder cases. Now Snoop Dogg made a song called Murder Was the Case That They Gave Me. And remember, Tupac got in trouble for doing a whole bunch of stuff, but Snoop Dogg also got in trouble for a lot of stuff. He was getting ready to go to jail for the rest of his life. He had to get Johnny Cochran and because he caught a body. You killed somebody for real when Johnny Cochran is on the case. If you're not guilty, there's no need to spend millions of dollars on Johnny Cochran. Snoop Dogg had the same lawyer as O.J. Simpson, so You know, he's a solidified gangster. He was out there doing street stuff. He's been a grimy cat before rap. So the story goes like this. Tupac and Snoop Dogg got into a beef because Snoop Dogg told Tupac that he was still cool with Biggie. And Tupac didn't understand, why is Snoop so cool with Biggie and he knows me and Biggie got beef. But what Tupac didn't know is that Puffy was cool with the Crips in Los Angeles. You know, Puffy was telling the Crips, you know, I'll give you X amount of dollars to handle this Tupac and Suge Knight situation. So, and plus at Death Row, the Bloods was running the show, slapping the Crips around and, you know, disrespecting their hoods and stuff. And, you know, Snoop Dogg took that to heart. It was only so much that the Dog Pound could take from Suge Knight and his gangster blood homies. So to make a long story short, Snoop Dogg put an end to all that Tupac Death Row crap. You know, your homeboy Baby Lanes, he's a straight up Crip. I met him a couple of times. We went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles before. You know, we talked about gang stuff. But when he pulled out the gun, he tried to show me his little clip and stuff. I punked out at the last minute. I just left the Chicken and Waffles. Yeah, I just walked out of the restaurant with a pack of syrup. I was nervous because, you know, Baby Lane, he's a certified gangster. But yeah, Tupac and Snoop Dogg was beefing when Tupac got killed. And you notice Snoop Dogg did not go to Vegas the night that Tupac got killed. They asked him to go. He was supposed to be there, but he said, "Nah, I'm gonna pass on this one," because he knew what was going down. Biggie knew, everybody knew except for Tupac. And unfortunately, you know, things took a left turn and, you know, Tupac got caught out there in traffic and things got ugly for him. But I got good news. You know, Tupac got shot before and he survived. So who's to say he didn't survive this time? I will whip out the documentations right now, but, you know, I'm got my hands tied with this beautiful Tetris game. But don't worry, I will give you guys the facts during the stream. But yeah, Snoop Dogg has everything to do with Tupac's disappearance. I'm not saying Snoop Dogg killed Tupac. What I'm saying is Tupac told Snoop Dogg to buy the plane tickets to Dubai. Now, all the rich people are going out to Dubai, you know, every day. They're going out there to eat the mango sandwiches and all the good stuff they got out there. But the truth is, a lot of these celebrities go to Dubai to see Tupac. And not only is Tupac in Dubai, there's also a guy by the name of the Notorious B.I.G., and they still do concerts and stuff like that together. And this is the shocking point, because when I was invited to Dubai, I didn't expect to see Biggie and Pac. So we're all at the buffet eating lambs and stuff. And next thing you know, the America's Most Wanted music comes on. So I'm looking around like, what the hell is this? Ain't nothing but a gangsta party. And all these Arab guys, they have on their turbans and stuff, and they get up and start dancing. And then some dude in a turban, he comes out the back of the restaurant and say, "Oh, y'all know y'all done fucked up now. Ain't nothing but a gangsta party." And this big fat Arab dude came out and said, "Picture perfect. I painted a perfect picture." And it was Biggie. My mouth dropped. I choked on my bologna sandwich. And I wasn't even supposed to have bologna in Dubai. It's illegal to have pork there, but, you know, sometimes I like to live on the edge. But Tupac and Biggie did America's Most Wanted. And, you know, that song is a subliminal message, because Tupac and Biggie are America's Most Wanted. You know, everybody wants them in America, but the only way you can get them is if you go to Dubai. Actually, they're considering changing the name to Tubai, because, you know, in order to get to Dubai, you have to go through Tupac. I know this is some deep stuff y'all never heard no serious documentations like this before, but you know, it's going to get deeper as this game progresses, because Biggie and Tupac is still alive because Stone Cold said so. And they'll be back in America because they keep having these shutdowns because the government don't know if they want to let the world know that Biggie and Tupac is alive. You know, they have to, you know, see how the public is going to take it. You know, that's why they didn't pay people for the airport services, because they didn't know if Tupac and Biggie was going to come in on the flight. It would have been pandemonium all over the world. So, you know, this is a big issue for Donald Trump. He's trying to build the wall to keep Tupac and Biggie out, you know, because they're not willing to handle what's going to happen when the world finds out that Biggie and Tupac is still alive. That's the main reason why he wants to build that wall. Because there's one interview with Trump where he says, "Keep that big black bastard out of here." And people thought he was being racist, but the truth is he was talking about the notorious P.I.G. Your boy Booberry said Tupac ball sack smell like rotten celery. Okay, well, I know you know that personally. Baby Skittle, you wrong for this, Blaze. No, there's nothing wrong about this. Biggie is back. You know, remember when they had that food shortage in America? You know, Popeyes was running out of chicken and stuff. That's because Biggie came home and visited for a couple of days. You know, they ran out of chicken and tenders and stuff, and everybody was at the drive. You know, this is kind of funny because when it happened, Biggie crossed my mind. There was people on the news complaining that Popeyes ran out of chicken. Oh, how the hell Popeyes gonna run out of chicken? But what they don't know is that Biggie came home to visit his mom Dukes for the holidays. You know, and when Big Papa's in town, you know, Lil' Kim tried to get all dressed up and pretty. It says here in my documentations that 50 Cent stole that line from Biggie where he said, "Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What the heck happened to you?" Rumor has it that when Biggie came home to visit in 2004 and he saw Lil' Kim for the first time and she had all that plastic surgery, he looked at her and said, "Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie." And when Biggie heard that, he bust out laughing and he stole, you know, that from, yeah. That's what really happened. But, you know, Tupac, he comes back and forth to visit sometimes, too. A lot of times when these rappers get shot, you know, Tupac was back in town. He does a who ride, and he regulates on people from time to time. And Suge Knight, he went crazy because every now and then he'd think he would see the ghost of Tupac. But it wasn't the ghost of Tupac he was seeing. It was really Tupac. Like that situation where he ran over the guy with the car. Rumor has it that he looked in the rearview mirror and Tupac was sitting in the back seat, and that's why he, you know, swerved and did all that crazy stuff. He thought he was losing his mind. He was living la vida loca. You know, I probably would have flipped out too if I looked in the rearview mirror and Tupac was sitting back there with a bandana on. Talk about thug life, nigga. But that's Negro here nor there. I want y'all to know that when these celebrities go missing, you know, a lot of times they're not deceased. People have been saying Elvis ain't dead for the past 20 years. You know, and the truth is Elvis ain't dead. Have y'all ever seen WrestleMania? The dude that goes by the name Paul Bearer. You know, the guy that comes out with the Undertaker. That's really Tupac. People didn't know, but, you know, Tupac was in the WWE before he joined Death Row. You know, he's the original Paul Bearer. And Biggie Smalls was the original Andre the Giant. I have the, you know, the secret files on this type of stuff. So you have to respect these hip hop legends. But, you know, what did Tupac and Biggie really do for black people at the end of the day? The only thing I learned from Biggie was how to kick in the door and wave in the 4-4. And that's why I have a black eye to this day. because you know, even though he said kick in the door, wave in the 4-4, he didn't give instructions on what to do next. So when I did it, you know, I was just stuck. And then all you heard was Blaze say, "Baby, don't hit me no more." But it is what it is. You know, everybody can't be a hip-hop superstar like how Biggie and Tupac was, because this new generation of rap is straight trash. These young boys, they make songs about getting to the bag. The only bag Biggie was worried about was a bag of chicken. You know, that's the only bag he was trying to get to. The only bag Tupac was trying to get to was a bag of weed. And don't act like Tupac wasn't with the fruity booty stuff. He wore a do-rag like Aunt Jemima. And then he had a nose ring. Not to mention he was a ballerina. And that's okay. Tupac did ballerina and stuff, but you could miss me with all that thug life stuff. Biggie's big ass ain't never put on no tutu and do a two-step in a ballerina costume talking about go shout it, it's your birthday. And me personally, I take Biggie over Tupac all day. Because if you listen to a couple of Tupac albums, it gets old after a while. His voice gets a little annoying. Dear mama. He sounds like a whiny crackhead. He sounds like he's rapping to a 40-ounce bottle. He's not even using a microphone. He's rapping to a bottle of St. Ives. Dear mama. Grown-ass man whining and crying to his mama on the record. Biggie ain't never did no stuff like that. Even though you was a crack fiend, mama. How you throw your mama under the bus for a hip-hop song? When his mama heard that record, she choked on her coffee. She said, "Damn, Pop, ain't nobody know I smoke crack until you said it." Shoot, Whitney Houston was gonna invite me over, but now she don't want to share none of her crack. Mrs. Shakur was really pissed off about that. And God bless Tupac's mama. She was a sweet lady, you know. And she was living it up when Tupac was gone. I mean, she had a glow about her. She was getting those checks and stuff. And when Tupac died, he came out with like 5 or 6 different albums. Newsflash, that wasn't Tupac, you guys. It wasn't. That was Little C's from Junior Mafia acting like Tupac. Suge Knight punked him into doing it. I'm not lying to y'all. And in my opinion, personally, Puff Daddy was a better rapper than Biggie. Because although Biggie could rap, Puff Daddy could dance. You know, Biggie couldn't dance. You ain't never seen Biggie do a spin and do the Dougie. You ain't never seen Biggie Smalls do no lit dances. All he did was walk back and forth and say, "Oh, anybody can do that." Puff Daddy, he could rap, he can dance. He was the modern version of MC Hammer. You know, and a lot of people don't know this, but Puff Daddy and MC Hammer is the same person. I mean, just think about it. The proof is in your grandmama's tapioca pudding. You just have to, you know, dig in the bottom of the cup for all the facts. But don't worry, I'm going to do that for you. And believe you me, your Nana is going to be proud. So, let me see what y'all talking about. Because I gave y'all a whole lot of vital stuff about Snoop Dogg having something to do with Biggie's murder. And how, you know, he's been laying low. He went down to No Limit and was making those corny records with C Murder and stuff. He didn't really want to sign with Master P, but he needed those gangsters around him. You know, who wouldn't want to sign on the same label with some dude named C Murder, especially when your life is in danger? You know, he wanted to join the tank. He needed a whole army to save him from Suge Knight. But it is what it is. See what you guys talking about. Andre Bryant, he said, didn't MJ do Tupac Dead albums? Well, Michael Jackson only did a couple of those unreleased Tupac songs, and that was the one where he was talking about Hit 'Em Up. Michael Jackson went real hard at Biggie. He Said, first off, fuck your bitch and click your claim. That was Michael Jackson on Hit 'Em Up. A lot of people didn't know that. So, that's why Biggie was so intimidated. He couldn't believe that Mike spit those bars at him. And Faith Evans, with a name like Faith, you would have figured that she would be a faithful woman. But these hoes ain't loyal. Faith, she's not faithful to anybody. She ought to change her name to Cheaters. And speaking of cheaters, I have a secret episode of Faith Evans on the episode of Cheaters. Biggie pulled up on her and Tupac, and Tupac was in the jacuzzi, and Faith was crying, and Biggie was trying to get at Tupac, and the cameraman was chasing Tupac, and all you saw was the death row tattoo on his right butt cheek because he was running away from the cameras. These are nothing but facts. That's how the show Cheaters came about. Biggie paid them to get it started because he was suspicious of Faith Evans and what she was doing behind his back. And lo and behold, she was laid up with Tupac. He's a pioneer to a lot of stuff, not just the show Cheaters, but Biggie was the first guy on the Maury show because his first baby mama, Biggie's first baby mama and him looked like twins. So they didn't know who the father was, him or her. I swear I can't make this stuff up. I'm a hip hop historian. I got information on rappers that y'all never even heard about. Whatever town you're from, I know all about the local rappers in your city. So, Judah is here. Speed Home Attack. Heard Blaze and R. Kelly made a song together. But let me explain what happened with that situation, Speed Home Attack. I never wanted to do the song with R. Kelly, but he had the bag at the time, and he was doing songs with Michael Jackson and stuff like that, and I thought it would boost my career, but the song never came out because I tried to sneak Aaliyah out the studio. I told Aaliyah, we're gonna get in my truck and we're just gonna go, and she acted like she was with it and everything, and then as soon as we got to the airport, R. Kelly was standing there with his suit on talking about, it seems like she's ready. And she got out of my car and hopped in his car and they pulled off. So, once those girls get a taste of R. Kelly, it ain't no turning back. These young thoughts out here, man, I swear, they be 13, 14, trying to be with that grown ass man. When I see little girls, the young girls, I don't think about them doing those type of things. I can't imagine a freaking baby with a grown man. Don't you know how to tell your mama? You tell your mama everything else. You couldn't tell your mama that R. Kelly was... That's a whole nother video. I pray for those young sisters, and R. Kelly deserves to rot in hell. And I knew he was a pervert when he came out with that song with Jay-Z. And it was, where you get that little body, yaddy, yaddy. Where you get that little body, yaddy, yaddy. What grown woman is he talking to? Where you get that little body, yaddy. Well, then again, he could have been talking to his wife. Because Andrea Kelly, she has a little body, yaddy, yaddy. She has a midget's body with a grown woman's figure, if that makes sense. She's shaped like a thick-ass little boy, no homo. His wife, she has a sex doll's body. R. Kelly's wife had the body of a cheap sex doll. That's the only way I can explain it. But that's Negro here nor there. Y'all got me sounding like a pervert talking about R. Kelly. I said something about a thick-ass little boy. I'm feeling extra homo. It's all your fault, Speed Home Attack. Don't ask me about R. Kelly anymore. I don't want to be implicated in his madness. But the song that me and him recorded was fire. I'll say that. The track was hot. Because he hit me with that, ooh. And then I responded with a, yeah. We had a good time in the studio. I thought R. Kelly was a nice guy. He had like a childlike behavior. We would crack jokes and, he would honk my nose and honk, honk. I miss hanging out with Kels. But there was no young girls in the studio when we were together. But he had a thing for bubble gum. I didn't know what that was all about. He be chewing that gum. I had to tell him a couple of times, like, Kels, spit out the gum, dude. He be like, oh, my bad, my bad. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. R. Kelly was pretty cool. But now that I found out what I found out, and when Aaliyah act like she wanted to escape with me and wound up freaking getting back in the Bentley with R. Kelly, I'm trying to tell y'all, we was at the airport. We were almost gone. And before she got on the plane, all she heard was toot, toot, let me give me that beep, beep. And then she hopped in the car with freaking R. Kelly. I tried, y'all. Some people don't want to be saved. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her. God rest her soul, but she didn't want to be saved. But it is what it is, y'all. Don't get mad at me for giving y'all these unfiltered documents. It's not my choice to be the document man. I didn't choose the documents. The documents chose me. Judah, what about that guy who made that song, Don't Be Afraid, talking about raping women? Hold on. That is so true. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray that Lord my soul take care. She said, you be saying dirty to me, boy, please don't hurt me. I look like R. Kelly, baby. I said, spread them legs, do it, baby. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid, baby, yeah. I was there the night when he recorded that song. I don't know if he had baby oil all over his body, but he was sweating. He was looking like a savage beast. He was looking like one of those slaves in the movie Django when they was foaming at the mouth. He just wanted the poontang. I knew he was a freaking rapist. Don't be afraid, baby. And there were some girls in the studio, and they looked terrified. Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray that love my side again. You be saying dirty to me, boy, please don't hurt me. I look just like R. Kelly, baby. I said spread them legs, do it, baby. But you know what? All that rape music and that rape culture back in the day, the females used to freaking love that stuff. Females used to get off to R. Kelly. I remember my auntie would be in the living room sweeping up, singing R. Kelly and Aaron Hall, talking about don't be afraid, baby, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, that song was my junk. Actually, when I get finished with this stream, I'm gonna listen to it for old time's sake, because I swear when we was in the studio and he was recording that song, the sweat was just dripping, man. Aaron Hall, I knew he was on that narcotic. You gotta understand, in the early 90s and the late 80s, crack was big, so all this music that you heard, it basically came from crackheads. New Edition, they all was on that narcotic. People make it seem like Bobby Brown was the only one smoking crack. Bobby, Bell, Biv DeVoe, Ralph Travans, Johnny Gill, all of them was hitting the pipe. That's why that music sounded so fast like that. That's that crack. Poison. That song was about smoking crack. Poison, 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 poison. Y'all got me all off the subject. Y'all taking me back to the 80s when I would pull up in the Lambo with a Zoe. I remember that time me and Lonzo Ball went to that Big Daddy Kane concert, and LeVar Ball came out of nowhere and said, boy, you better get your ass home. Next time I see Zoe, I'm going to ask him if he remembers that. Big Daddy Kane hopped on the stage with the flat top, and Lonzo Ball was getting ready to dance, and LeVar came out of the blue and snatched him up. I wish I had a dad like that, because we couldn't do nothing back in the 80s. Remember the movie House Party That movie was about me and Lonzo Ball. I was Play and Lonzo was Kid. I kid you not. And Robin Harris in the movie House Party, that was a representative of Lonzo Ball. I kid you not. You know, just think about it. Because every time you see me, I'm in the Lambo or with a Zoe. So don't make it seem like I don't have a history with this young man. But back to Tupac and Biggie, Biggie, baby. Now, let's keep it a G. Biggie wasn't getting no booty like that before he got a record deal. You know, when Little Kim came along, she wasn't hitting on 2 Cent. Little Kim was not no dime. She was just a regular degler Brooklyn chick with a gap. Little Kim still smells the same way she smelt in 2002. And she been smelling like that since 1999, you know what I'm saying? Pinky is in the building. She said, what up? Working again. They got you whipping up those sushi rolls. I know when you come home from work, Pinky, you be stinking, but we still love you. Now, like I said earlier, people always saying, oh, Tupac's still alive, but people's like, Biggie, he's not alive. Because who got it worse during the shootout? Did Biggie get shot up worse or did Tupac get shot up worse? You have to ask yourself that question. You know, Tupac's car was riddled with bullets, but Biggie's car only had 1 bullet hole in it, and that was for Biggie. So how come Tupac survived and Biggie didn't? And I know you're thinking to yourself, because Biggie was fat. That has nothing to do with it. If anything, the bullets wouldn't have been able to penetrate through Big Papa's blubber. I'm not trying to disrespect this man. I got love for Brooklyn. But I'm just saying, give Biggie some credit too. He's a survivor as well. You know, don't make it seem like Tupac was stronger than Biggie and he can handle the shots and Biggie couldn't. Because Biggie was a hardcore dude. Don't get it twisted. You know. And he made better music than Tupac. I don't care what nobody say. I can listen to a whole Biggie album without skipping 1 song. But if you listen to All Eyes on Me, you're going to skip half of the CD. As soon as that BS starts, how many brothers fell victim to the street? You're going to switch that song. What's your phone number? You're going to switch that song. Out of the whole All Eyes on Me album, you're only going to listen to about 2 or 3 songs. And that's California Love, Ambitions as a Writer, and 2 of America's Most Wanted. Everything else is trash. Says she wanna be, says she wanna be, says she wanna be, shawty wanna be a thug. Don't nobody want to hear that. I mean, let's keep it a buck. But Biggie's album, the hits don't stop. I'm going back to Cali. Now you want to hear that song. What's the other one? I need another chick in my life. Come on. Tupac was trash compared to Biggie. I'm sorry. And yeah, Tupac had more albums, but okay, put it like this. Tupac made a whole lot of filler. And what I mean by filler is like when you get a dinner and you know, you got a steak dinner and the mashed potatoes and the broccoli and all that other stuff. That's the filler. You know, Tupac made a whole lot of filler. But Biggie, on the other hand, he gave you all the main ingredients. He gave you a beefy album every time. It's just full of good music that you want to listen to over and over. If you had, okay, let's think about this, right? On your local radio station in your city, let's say they were doing a Tupac mix with all of Tupac's hits, and then after that they did a Biggie Smalls mix. Who do you think would have more hits on the mix that you would want to listen to? Whenever a radio station do a Tupac mix, it's Dear Mama, California Love, They don't even play Ambitions as a Rider and Two of America's Most Wanted on the radio. You know, half of his music is not even radio ready. You know what I'm saying? So it's Big Papa all day. You can hate it or love it. You know. But I wish they both was still here because this music is trash. Can you imagine if Tupac and Biggie was still making music? I mean, they're still making music in Dubai, but don't nobody want to hear that Hindu shit. You know, because I was in the studio with those guys in Dubai, and I just wasn't feeling the tracks. Biggie in the studio with his shirt off, talking about Allah. He's trying to make another Arab money song. Don't nobody want to hear that, Biggie. But I was gonna tell him, but I ain't want to disrespect the legend like that. Actually, if you guys want to go out to Dubai and see them for yourselves, just let me know, because me and Lonzo is going to pull up in the Lambo in Dubai. We already got our tickets. If you want to join, let me know in the comment section, and we'll, scoot through the hood and pick you up, take you out to Dubai so you can see Tupac and Biggie for yourselves. That's why these Instagram models, they have to sign all of these waivers and disclosure forms and stuff before they take their fake butts to Dubai. Because, I've talked to plenty of Instagram models and they come back like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, Sean, but guess who I seen? I'd be like, who, baby? I seen Tupac. I seen Biggie. I seen Michael Jackson. I seen Rick James. They eyes be all bugged out because, they can't believe what they saw. And they come to me for counsel. I rub them on their lower backs and tell them it's going to be okay. Because, these girls wasn't expecting to go over to Dubai and see Tupac and Biggie and actually have relations with these people. This one girl, she came back from Dubai and she told me that they had her having sex with Ghost. She was traumatized, wouldn't nobody else see her. TD Jakes and Creflo Dollar, they didn't want nothing to do with her. So, she had no choice to come see me. And I told her, no, honey, you aren't having sex with Ghost. Tupac and Biggie, they're still there. They live there now. And her trifling ass went back. She came back with an Ambitions as a Rider t-shirt on, She made a mistake and called me Big Papa. I had to cut her off because I knew she was over there with Biggie Smalls doing the booty and all that. But it is what it is, that's still my sister. She's just caught up with the money and stuff now that she got a fake butt. You should have saw the before pictures of her. She wasn't sexy at all. She looked like Jessica Rabbit with no ass. Oh, Mars Draws is in the building. Dwayne King, Judah. He said, Blaze, what you know about Jurassic 5? I think Biggie and Tupac and Khalifa is them. Who the heck is the Jurassic 5, brother? I heard of Jurassic Park, but, quit telling us about those old movies you be watching on Netflix. You sit up there and watch a whole series of Dolomite, and then you want to come back and ask me about the Jurassic 5. I never seen JD's Revenge or The Mac or none of these movies you're talking about. Miss me with that Jurassic 5 talk. But it is what it is, y'all. Korea Mojo, how you doing, beautiful? I've been thinking about you, Korea. You said that you make the best shish kebabs on the planet. I'm trying to see what that cooking do, boo. But yeah, these rappers, man, don't let them fool you, because there is no retiring as a rapper. Have you noticed all the old school rappers now, they're still working a 9 to 5. They're touring, they're constantly overseas, because when you have fans and people love your music and they love you, you become a prisoner to your fans. Method Man and Redman, they still have to do shows and stuff. It's not that they want to, but they have to. That's why some artists, when you're a legend, you can just fake it and leave that life behind. Like Michael Jackson, his last album was titled Escape. He was done with it. He's tired of the tabloids and everybody, checking his back. His last tour was titled "This Is It." He knew he was getting ready to check out. He's like, man, I'm done with this crap. Same thing with Prince. When you get old, you get tired of, they want you to come to the Grammys. They want you to show up at the Billboard Awards or the American Music Awards. It's like, I'm sick of seeing these people. I'm sick of getting this plastic surgery trying to look good so they won't talk about me like a dog. I just want to stop. And Tupac and Biggie, they said, you know what, Big? If we keep this beef stuff alive, because they didn't want to beef with each other. The music industry wanted Tupac and Biggie to beef. Because with Death Row Records, that's how they made their money. Eazy-E and Dr. Dre beefing, and then, Snoop Dogg beefing with Slick Rick. That's how these guys made their bread. The New York video, they're kicking over buildings. So Tupac and Biggie was smart. They're like, man, we got to get out of this situation, dog. What you want to do? You want to go to Dubai? And I was on three-way listening like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Because we would hop on three-way all the time, me, Biggie, and Tupac. And a lot of times they would just talk about food. Because, Biggie was the fat one, but Tupac, he was the main foodie. He's the reason why Biggie got fat in the first place. A lot of people didn't know that. Because, back before Biggie started rapping, Tupac was the one with all the money, and he would take us to McDonald's and stuff like that. Me, I would get the number 2, and Biggie would always get the salad. And Tupac would, oh, Biggie, you getting them salads, you skinny ass, man, you need to put some meat on your bones, man. Always eating them salads, man. You supposed to be a thug, man. You better get you a cheeseburger, man. And Biggie, he didn't want to look like no punk, and before you know it, he was getting Whoppers, and Tupac's the reason why Biggie got fat. That's why when he said, that's why I F'd your B, you fat MFer, me and Biggie looked at each other like, the nerve of this fool. I'm like, Biggie, he's the reason why you're fat. That album really pissed us off because we used to be boys back in the day. And the main person that was hurt by the album was Lonzo Ball. I remember one time he pulled up into Lambo and we were supposed to go out and hang out, but he was so distraught that Tupac dissed Biggie like that. Because Lonzo Ball was there since the beginning. I can't make this stuff up. I miss my homies. I remember Tupac used to always tell me, keep your eyes on your enemies. And every time he said that, I just kept my eyes on his ass. I'm like, yeah, I know what you about, man. You might switch up on me like you did Pig. But he didn't want to be over on death row because Suge Knight breath was stinking. Tupac didn't mind being around the gangsters and all that stuff, but Suge Knight would smoke those cigars, and every time he say Tupac and you smell that breath, that's what really got on Tupac's nerves. And one time he snapped on Suge and said, you know what, man, maybe you need to brush your MFing teeth. And when Suge Knight slapped Tupac, I peed a little bit, because it was so close it felt like I got slapped. I held my butt cheeks together, but I'm not gonna lie, a little bit of urine came out because it sounded like one of those HD 4K slaps. And like I said, Tupac used to be a ballerina, so the only thing he's used to slapping is the pavement when he missed a triple axel spin in the middle of the air. But I'm not gonna hold you guys all night. I just felt like telling y'all some stories about hip hop and what really happened back in the day, because we gotta celebrate these brothers. This is Black History Month, and I want Tupac and Biggie to live forever in Dubai. Because I'm gonna be going out there next month. Me and Lonzo, we're gonna catch up. But they're cool now. All the beef and stuff is over. Since they're not in America, because people in the U.S. love to see brothers feuding all the time, but in Dubai, it's just coconuts, lemon juice, and lamb chops and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna be out there for a couple of weeks. So if you don't see me live streaming, y'all know where I'm at. But Biggie told me to tell y'all to keep bumping his music, and Tupac told me to tell y'all to keep y'all heads up because they know what's going on over here in America and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, Tupac and Biggie loves America. You know, it's just that they can't come back right now because Mr. Trump is trying to build the wall to keep them out. You know, and this is the same thing that happened to Shine when Shine got locked up. You know, they did not want him to come back to America. They're like, no, keep him away from this country because they know these rappers have a lot of power and a lot of influence over the masses. Not just the black masses, but, you know, all different types of people. Mal, hold on, let me see what Mars Draw's talking about. I'm so glad y'all holding it down in the super chat for me. I'm going to keep on giving y'all the facts. I've been meaning to do this video for a while now, but, you know, I had to call Biggie and Pac and make sure it was okay for me to let y'all know that they're still kicking it. And Puff Daddy, he's going to get his, you know. Puff Daddy, he has a lot to do with this because he's the one that bought the plane tickets for Biggie. And Snoop Dogg is the one that bought the plane tickets for Tupac. But this is my beef with Puff Daddy, because when Snoop Dogg got the plane tickets for Tupac to go to Dubai, he got him first class, you know, the best treatment in the world. Puffy's cheap ass had Biggie flying with the luggage. And that's why I'm still mad with Puffy now. You couldn't get that man a decent plane ticket to Dubai. You had that 300-pound man riding in the back with the luggage. But besides that, you know, Puffy, he's good people. He's just a little cheap. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, now's the time to do so. I would greatly appreciate it because I need you in my life. If you're a part of the Blazer gang, you know I got love for you. Oh, God, how many of these can I get? Oh, how many was that? 16. I'm doing good, baby. Whoever said I suck at Tetris, what you got to say about that? What you got to say about that? That was nothing but skills, baby. But yeah, GMB, Blazing Gang, we in the building. I'm getting ready to head on out of here. But before I go, I got to see what y'all was talking about before I get out of here. Because I've been over here whooping this game's butt. Okay, let me drop a few more of these dimes. And then I'm going to see what y'all talking about. But yeah, don't ever stop listening to Tupac and Biggie's music. But like I said, when it comes to the quality of music, you know, Tupac has more quantity, but he doesn't have a better quality of music than Big Papa. You know what messed me up when Biggie started singing on his album? That's when I knew he was the greatest. When he said, "Play your hater." Oh, I freaking lost it. I said, Biggie is singing, "Turn your head around, turn your head round, take off that crown, you've been robbed." I mean, how he's a freaking Brooklyn legend. Wake up, lay on the floor, lay on the floor, don't cry no more, you've been robbed. I mean, what else can he do? He's the freaking greatest. Tupac ain't never sung on no song. He uses that same annoying voice, that same tone. "Hey, dear mama." You get sick of hearing that grown man crying all day, every day. Biggie had flows for days. The 10 Crack Commandments. I mean, he's the greatest. Tupac couldn't hold a candle to Biggie Smalls' butt cheeks. Except for that one time we was in Mrs. Wallace's basement and we were, you know, pranking each other and stuff. And Tupac took that candle and held it to Biggie Smalls' ass. And when Biggie farted, the whole basement blew up. I still have black hair and black eyes due to that explosion. Whenever I do a face reveal, you guys is going to see that I look exactly like Don King. So, you know, all because Tupac put that candle to Biggie's ass And when Biggie farted, it was a nuclear explosion. And believe you me, Lonzo Ball was there to witness that too. But anyways, Blazer Gang at GMB, we about to get it going, baby. Let me do a Blazer Gang roll call. Hold on, I got one more level to go. This game is just too much fun. I'm going to keep it going for a little bit. I know y'all ready to go, but bear with your boy. And people ask, did Faith Evans really sleep around with Tupac? Recently, I was listening to Drink Champs with Noriega, and he had Redman up there. Come to find out, Faith Evans was smashing Redman too. I had a feeling they had something going on because they're both from Jersey, but I figured just because they're both from Jersey, she's not smashing the homie. But lo and behold, Redman was hitting it too. So Biggie, I tried to tell him, everything that glitter ain't gold. Just because she's light-skinned Biggie, that don't mean nothing. Actually, I have problems with light-skinned girls too. They're pretty, but they're some of the nastiest people. Not all of them, but a lot of light-skinned sisters. They're just bad people, man. That's why you get you a nice chocolate brown sister, and you won't have no problems besides a little attitude here and there. Brown sisters, they keep it a buck with you for the most part. They're not shady people like light-skinned girls. And I tried to explain this to Biggie, but it's not like Faith had a banging body or none of that stuff. She was just a high yellow chick, and he's dark skinned, so he figured, they have some light skinned babies and stuff. Cause his first baby mom, I can understand. She was a nice girl and stuff, but she looked more like Biggie than Biggie looked like Biggie. But that's Negro here nor there. He has those beautiful kids and stuff, but nobody says anything about his first daughter. I think she's beautiful, but a lot of people don't. She looks like KRS-One's daughter or something like that. But she's a sweetheart, and I respect her. And I don't want anybody to get offended by this stream, but I'm a hip-hop historian. If you don't like the history of hip-hop, then, you might as well stop listening to the music, because everything I told you is 100% unfiltered, unadulterated facts. And I'm going to keep on giving you the facts. See, the Blazer Gang started because back in the day, I used to smoke a lot of weed, and Tupac would smoke a lot of weed. Biggie and Lonzo Ball, we would all get high and stuff, and that was our gang originally. Me, Biggie, Lonzo, and Tupac was the original Blazer Gang. But when they started beefing and stuff, it broke up the gang. We were going to sign to Big Booty Records. That was Luke's little brother's record label. We had it all set up, but more money, more problems. Okay, I'm out of here. GMB, Blazer Gang. So much love for y'all. Well, since y'all over there yakking it up in the chat, I'm just going to go ahead and play a little bit more. Lil Boatfish, he said, by the way, Sean, who your favorite rapper of all times? It's plain and simple. I'll tell you right now who's my favorite rapper of all times. My favorite rapper is Andre 3000. But I've been a fan of Andre 3000 for the longest, but I often think to myself, would he be as dope as he is if he wasn't rapping alongside Big Boy? Because Big Boy is so trash. I mean, don't get me wrong. Big Boy spit some hot lyrics before. But compared to Andre 3000, he's trash. But would Andre 3000 be my favorite rapper if he was in the same group with Nas? I don't know. Think about that, y'all. What if Outkast was Andre 3000 and Nas? Who would be the hotter member of Outkast? I mean, you can't easily say Nas because Andre 3000, he's a freaking legend out here in these streets. He spit bars that ain't never been spit before. He says things that needs to be said. And that's rare in hip hop. You can't think of no other artist that said as much things that needed to be said than Andre 3000 did. I mean, I heard of a lot of hot bars before. I heard a lot of hot raps, but are they necessary? No, not really. You know, Biggie spit a lot of hot bars, but were they necessary? Not at all. We didn't need to hear that. That's not the stuff Biggie said isn't stuff that people needed to hear. But Andre 3000, man, he'll spit a whole verse on some real life stuff that need to be said. So that's why that's my favorite rapper of all time. Everybody else just be running their mouth, saying stuff to sound cool and to be fly. Your boy Three Stacks, he didn't care about none of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why he gets my respect. He actually rapped about life. Everyday struggles. He's a better conscious rapper than Common and Most Def and all those other conscious rappers, because a lot of conscious rappers, they just did it because it was a fad. Just like how gangster rap was a fad, conscious rap was a fad at one time too. Everybody wanted to, be on the Public Enemy type of vibe and the spiritual black connection. And these people weren't really living that life, but they knew it was just a way to make money. It was a genre that was selling at the time, so they made politically correct music. But Andre 3000, he really meant it from the heart, because he didn't have to do the conscious rap. Because when he started off, it was Southern playalistic, Cadillac, funky music. I mean, they could have stayed in that lane and been good. He could have kept on with the chicken wings and the Cadillacs like Big Boy, like Daddy Fat Sacks. He could have kept on with the pimp nonsense. But he made a conscious decision from his heart to say something, especially after the Source Awards when they got booed. What did he say when they got booed at the Source Awards? He said, the South got something to say. And ever since then, that man had something to say, because that did something to him when he got booed at the Source Awards. Outkast deserved that boo because they were cooning and buffooning with the Cadillacs and the chicken wings and all that, Ain't no thing but a chicken wing. We got the country and the donkey with the country slang. We just the pimps, players, Mac Daddies, East Point. They were cooning that ass off. That's why they got booed in New York. Because one thing about New York, they know if you're coming with some old BS. And, I love that Southern Playalistic album, but it was a coon fest. Let's keep it real. And, Andre was smart enough to realize that. But Big Boy's old ignorant ass, y'all seen him at the Super Bowl. He's still with the chicken wings and the Cadillacs. He came to the Super Bowl in a Cadillac with a fur coat, knowing damn well that black folks is trying to protest the NFL. This old chicken wang eating bastard showed up to the halftime show in a Cadillac with a fur coat with a chicken bone in his mouth. That's the reason why Three Stacks didn't want to make another album with that clown. Enough was enough. I'm going to save those documentations for a whole nother video. Today we're talking about Biggie and Pac and Biggie, and what went wrong with those brothers, because I really do miss my homies. Biggie, yeah, he used to sleep on Tupac's couch, but I used to sleep on the couch too. So, don't pick on Biggie because he slept on the couch. We all slept on Tupac's couch. Tupac used to sleep on my couch before he got money. When he was filming the movie Juice, he was sleeping on my couch. I would make eggs with bologna and beer, and we would all hang out in the living room until Tupac broke my mama's furniture. And that's the same day that Rodamez got caught robbing the bar, and Tupac was like, oh, we could have been in there getting a piece of that action. And I'm like, man, if we was there, we would be dead just like him. He started talking about the money and the power, and next thing you know, we wrote this song, Money, Power, Respect. And we used to hang out with this crackhead named DMX, but y'all probably know him as Mac Truck. But that's Negro here nor there. I've been rocking this mic for an hour. Your boy Blaze is about to get some chicken wings and pull up in the Lambo with Zoe. But subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, hit the notification button. Don't forget to show me some love. And if you have any questions about Biggie or Tupac, just leave a comment in the comment section after the stream, and I'm gonna respond to all that. GMB, Blaze the game, we gone, baby.